Hi, you guys. Welcome to the Indie Bubble Talks. My name is Clur. I'm the host of Unclur with Clur. And today I'm going to be talking to somebody that we have had on before. It is Grandmaster Shogun from Kaleidoscope Records. Today, Shogun and I are going to talk about the cannabis industry and how cannabis is very much influenced in Kaleidoscope Records, especially on their Smokehouse album, which is a number of creative and talented artists coming together and just, kind of just vibing. Their album very much sounds like a freestyle, but it's not. But it also kind of sounds like they're putting on a show for you. There's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. And I'm so excited to talk to him and get to know him. And we're also going to talk about the album that Shogun has coming out. So let's get right into it. Hi, Grandmaster Shogun. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. I know you've already been on IBTalks already.
Yes. It's good that you asked that because actually, yes, there's actually a deeper message that we're trying, I want to convey.
But we're going to go a little dive deeper into you, the group, and all the creative talent that is behind the Smokehouse album.
Turn the sound up, go ahead and blaze a spliff. Smoke it till my voice so raspy like Jadakiss. This Smokehouse, this ain't a place for kids. Fuck around, get high off contact when you take a whiff.
You and James talked about the Smokehouse album, and I absolutely love it. I think you compared it to the Dreamville album, which I am also obsessed with.
Yeah.
Since you in New York, what do you think your neighborhood, that main genre was growing up?
Definitely hip hop, but definitely a lot of like bachata, salsa music. Cause I'm from the South Bronx. A lot of Puerto Ricans, a lot of Hondurans too in my area. But I would definitely say predominantly hip hop, but a lot, and there's also a lot of Mexican people in where I'm from at too. Yeah.
It's just a lot of Hispanic influence.
Yeah, facts for sure.
Yeah, we need more diversity when it comes to just music and getting to know people, really, especially in this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said you like to work with large groups of different artists.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know why, because you clearly do have underground hip hop and a little bit of R&B soul artists within Kaleidoscope Records. What's the aspect of the teamwork that you guys have? Do y'all's talents kind of ping pong off each other like that?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say a lot of it's a lot of give and take when we all collaborate, a lot of us sharing ideas. Definitely a lot of ping ponging back and forth. A lot of Discord calls, just shooting ideas, shooting shit and whatnot.
With that, do you think you guys just strengthen each other's skills and talents? Do other artists just kind of have a different sound than you or somebody else that just combines really well?
I would say, yeah, all of us, I think that's what it is about Kaleidoscope. All of us have the same kind of ambition, but all of us have different styles, approaches to songs and things of that nature, and that's why we work so well. It's sometimes just luck of the draw that they just sound differently. Case in point, our newest member, Lady T. I met her through a photo shoot that my partner did and found out that she made music, and I was like, wow, she's really good, a great singer. She just dropped an EP as well. That's super duper dope. What solidified it for me was her coming out to Tomcat Fest last summer. She was like, yo, I'm really enamored with the things I have going on and all the different styles and all the different sounds, and that's what it is about Kaleidoscope. My son Light Switch, he said this when I made the group, he was all the different people in Kaleidoscope are different colors inside.
I love that. Yeah, I listened to Lady T a little bit, and she just had an EP or an album come out.
Yeah, EP. Who Hears the Heal Up?
I listened to it a little bit when I was doing some errands earlier, and I love her vibe. She kind of reminds me of Callie and a little bit of Kalania, but I love that she's just very chill.
Yeah, super
just like
talented.
how everyone else is.
Yeah, super duper talented. I think she's the only person in the group who actually doesn't smoke.
She's the blunt holder, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, super duper talented.
She's also just very different in a great way. But when it comes to your team and you want to add more, what do you look for in these artists? Are you trying to be okay, they're different, or they have that sound that you like?
Of course, if they have something that I like, that's always something that I'm looking for. But me personally, I'm always looking for personality traits. You know what I'm saying? How well do you work with others? Are you open to constructive criticism? How are you in large group settings? You know what I'm saying? Are you absorbing knowledge and things of that nature. Because if you're doing all that, then you might be in the right place. But if not, I'm down to just collab and then keep it pushing. But most of the time, I'm looking for like those type of traits to see if they're gonna work well, because we're a large collective. We like 20 deep. And it's like you got to be able to hear all these different voices on songs and not feel like you're gonna get drowned out. Or
trying to like keep up.
Yeah.
So like, what made you start Kaleidoscope Records? Because you guys are a lot of independent artists.
I've always been in like a group. Like throughout my music career, I've always been in a group. But Kaleidoscope, my thing was like, I've always seen like collectives throughout like the blog era of music, and those were like just groups that made up a larger group. Like case in point, like Beast Coast, like that was like Pro Era, ASAP Mob, Underachievers, and even stuff predating that. There's something called Boot Camp Click that was Helter Skelter, Black Moon, Smith and Wesson. That's what it was. But that made up a big collective. And I was like, why don't we do something like that? For the underground. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I was already in a group, and I was already connected with different groups like Only Us. That's my boy, The Real Zoe. Connected with Light Switch, Cartel Haven, P Trail, Tokyo Kings. I'm like, why not just bring all these people together under one umbrella? You know what I'm saying? Everyone can still represent what they represent, but we all doing it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a lot of teamwork.
Yeah, facts.
I love like groups like Brockhampton or D12.
Yeah.
They were my main artist like group I listened to in middle school when I probably shouldn't have been. When it came to the Smokehouse album though, did you want to like pick who you wanted to put in, or was it more like, hey, everybody, let's join in?
Kind of like an open kind of thing. But we like, when we were like finalizing it, we definitely fine-tuned it. But at first we were like open to all ideas. I kind of laid out a format of what I wanted to hear, and everybody executed and shit like that. But definitely in the beginning it was like record, and then we'll just figure out what's what afterwards.
I love how the album's set up because you have that intro, then the rules, and then the outro. It's very much like storytelling, and then I like how you have in the middle, like exactly the middle, that skit.
Who the fuck did drop the lighter? Who the fuck did drop the lighter? Hey, who the fuck did drop the lighter? So yeah, who the fuck did drop the lighter?
That was my favorite because it just kind of felt like you were having a conversation, but having it in a freestyle kind of style. So that was really fun to listen to.
Yeah, definitely. That's our element. A lot of us just come from that element, just freestyling for fun and shit like that. And Bougie, when he made the beat, he kind of just put it on and just put the mic in like the middle of the room and just said, yo, everybody, just if you got 4 bars, just say whatever. Like that.
It just became a genius idea.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Blanco. Word.
When it came up to coming up with the vibe of the album and each song, because you are very influenced with cannabis, was it more like you just want to be broad with the cannabis, or was it each song was kind of like dedicated to hybrid or indica, sativa? Like there's definitely some songs where I'm like, this sounds like wedding cake, kind of strange to me.
For each song, we kind of wanted to tailor it to like the whole concept of just Smokehouse. So everything else that followed was kind of easy because, once you hear Smokehouse, you automatically think of smoking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So putting those two things together wasn't that hard. I don't think that we more so thought of it that way, but I think we more so thought of like smoking situations, I guess, and I guess different events that we want to happen, or different things, or different people. Like Alicia Tree is case in point.
She giving deals, and what you need, you better take advantage. It's homegrown, she sell you shit off the CC planning. Call this woman for all your marijuana needs, and she finna be at Smokehouse. Shout out Alicia Trees.
Basically talking about a dealer. You know what I'm saying? We know how important that was, or that is, in smoking weed and shit like that. We're talking about the rules, you know what I'm saying, or high roller, you know what I'm saying, with things like that. We just wanted to curate different vibes, going on inside of the Smokehouse.
I like with the rules one because it kind of is like, hey, if you want to come join this blunt rotation, you gotta follow these rules. This is like puff puff pass kind of thing.
Yeah, fact.
And when you step in, please don't act too surprised. We treat papers and grabber like it's school supplies.
And I like the intro as well because it's kind of like a icebreaker. This is us. Like we're gonna introduce ourselves one by one. Was that kind of like the goal, was to make it that like we're gonna go with the flow?
You know, when he played the beat for the intro, he was gonna like add stuff to it. And honestly, like, I just told him to just leave it as like a loop. It feels like an opening, and it feels like doors opening the first day of something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're about to go into this huge establishment, whatever the case may be. And as soon as I heard the beat, like, that's what struck me. Just like, it sounds like the beginning of something. Or someone is about to open up with a crazy speech, or like an opening ceremony kind of thing. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie called The Warriors.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
There's this scene in The Warriors where this dude, the leader of this one gang called the Riffs, and they're like the biggest gang in NYC, at least in the movie. And he's basically giving a speech to every gang in New York City. I just wanted to like have that kind of vibe. Like, he kind of like commanded power, you know what I'm saying? And all he was doing was just talking, you know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted to have the song represent that, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody comes into this place. It's a few Kaleidoscope reps standing at like the helm, and then we're about to start a speech for Smokehouse, and then the speech, and then we go into the rules, so and then so on and so forth.
It's like a how-to in a way, is how it feels. And I like that you said earlier that you go into like songs about dealer, and then the skit part kind of feels like okay, we're gonna have like a little ADHD moment, we're gonna like forget what we're talking about but be super silly. I know you guys are mainly based in New York City and you little New Jersey, but I know in the first episode you guys talked about how you want to expand to Connecticut. Have you done that yet? And is there like other states you want to expand to in the Northeast?
Well, we got a lot of people from Long Island. You know, shout out, you know, they're the reason why we had Tomcat Fest, and they're the reason why we was doing outdoor shows, you know, why we did those 2 outdoor shows last summer. We have affiliates, you know, I got affiliates, you know, like my man's Blaine the Mellow King. He's originally from Hawaii, but he just moved to Denver, Colorado. He's an affiliate. I mean, I have people, you know, we got people that we work with, or that I work with closely, but not necessarily on the Kaleidoscope roster. I feel like Blaine, he's gonna join eventually, whenever that'll be. But it'll be sometime soon.
And I also know that in that last episode, you guys were talking about how in like 6-8 months you want to add like 2 or 3 more artists. Is that coming up, or is that something that's already going on?
Since then, we've added Lady T. We haven't necessarily been recruiting. I think after our next album, we're definitely gonna look into like picking up maybe like a producer and a videographer, because we already have a fucking shit ton of rappers and singers and whatnot.
I also was listening to Roundtable. I mean, we're talking about unity and having everyone connect and be like teamwork essentially. I like that it's called Roundtable because it reminds me of the 1953 book King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. And I actually read that in 7th grade, and my teacher emphasized on the round table not being so dominant, I'd say, because of the rectangle table, there's like 2 ends and those are the leaders. Is that kind of how the group feels? And especially with that song, is that what you wanted to focus on, is the unity and making sure no one feels above each other?
Yeah, I always say that about Kaleidoscope, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though like I kind of like made the group, I don't want to feel like I have all the power, because everybody's input is important, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't, you know, a chain is only strong as its weakest link. You know what I'm saying? So Roundtable was definitely like a fun way of just showing all of us together in unity and our love of cannabis and shit like that. So yeah.
What is the story behind wanting to have the whole group be surrounded and influenced by cannabis? Was it just kind of like it came along, or was it like in the beginning you're like, this is what I want it to be connected, influenced by?
The idea for Smokehouse was along like a thing that brewed up like many years ago. I would say like 5 years ago. The idea for Smokehouse was originally, it wasn't an album. It was gonna be an event that I have, maybe like a show or some shit like that, where I have artists come in, perform. It's weed themed, you know, we have vendors. But I was developing this idea during the pandemic, so there wasn't really the resources or the locations available to have such event. Fast forward, what is it, like 3 years? And I meet Bougie for the first time. And Bougie, being based in Long Island, you know, I tell him the idea. He's like, yo, let me produce the album. That's when, you know, we started coming up with ideas and shit like that. And then I think a couple months after I met him, we recorded the intro. And then we had the intro for maybe like months before we like started filling in the other songs and adding more members. We recorded like, maybe we recorded 2 volumes, the first 2 volumes. And then, yeah, I would say we recorded volume 1 and volume 2, and then we had the intro. And then after that, we started adding more members to Kaleidoscope. And then we started recording the rest of the album. And then 420.
I saw that and I was like, that's so genius.
Yeah. And I think 420 was like a Friday or some shit when
that's perfect.
When it came out. So we were like, bro, like we gotta like this is perfect, bro. You kidding me? Like,
I just thought of this. What's like your, I mean, I know you said right now you don't know what you're smoking, but is like, what are you, more of a sativa, indica, hybrid kind of person?
I would say if I had to choose, I'm definitely like a hybrid type of guy.
Yeah, I like hybrids because it's not so it's stimulating like a sativa, but I'm also not like a couch potato when it comes to indica. So there's 14 tracks on your album that's coming up, which is Even the Wicked Are Blessed, which I love the name.
Thank you.
But when it came to that, trying to figure out what went where and what you wanted to add, and I'm sure there's songs that didn't make it. How did you figure out the organization of all that?
A lot of like listening. Listening. And just, you know, just being patient. You know what I'm saying? Like, just really, like, taking my time. I'm really, like, a stickler when it comes to, like, sequencing albums, because I always think about this thing that Jay-Z said, like, a while ago. He was talking about, like, the album's, like, arc. You kind of want to start here and then end on, like, a high note. You know what I'm saying? Start low, end on a high note. So that's what I was trying to, like, replicate with the songs. And at the same time, kind of, like, take you from, like, a light to dark or dark to light type thing, you know what I'm saying? So I want the vibe to be fluid, you know what I'm saying? So I'm making
sure to be a contrast.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make sure like the beats that are with the songs are not like out of order and things of that nature. So when it goes on the album, it doesn't feel like you're going from one thing to the next so abruptly and shit like that.
I love asking people this, but like for you, what comes first, the lyrics or the beat?
Most of the time, it's the beat. But there are times where I just, you know, I'd be writing like one-liners all the time. Or I'll have an idea that I just start with. Maybe it's like 4 bars. And I'll be like, you know what? I'll just leave that there. And then some, like, when we made Triumph Over Tragedy, like, I had like maybe like the first 8 bars written. And then he played the beat. And I was like, oh shit, like this matches. Like, goddamn, finally. Like, feels like this finishing a puzzle. So
I just want to say that.
Well, at least in like working with Zoe, like that's what it feels like. You know, I have something written down, and then I'll just go link up with him, and then it'll just match. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, it'll be like the beat that comes first.
That's interesting because so many people tell me the lyrics, and then they find the beat. Every now and then, I find a beat where I'm like, okay, I love this. I'm gonna save this for later, and I have like all my notebooks are just full of like random one-liners, like you said. But with the album that's coming out, first off, do you have a release date?
Nope.
Nope, not yet. I love it. The name of the album, Even the Wicked Are Blessed, is there a certain meaning with that title, or is there like a certain theme that you have in the whole album?
I mentioned this in my Q&A that's actually about to come out. I read a book when I was like in middle school called The Rose That Grew from the Concrete by Tupac Shakur. I wanted to echo that sentiment, but kind of like add my own little twist to it with different themes as well, like time, perseverance, and, you know, things of that nature, and sacrifice and shit like that. Just thinking of that book really, really helped me like get through the creation process of this album.
I saw that on your Instagram, and I knew Tupac had some books out, but I didn't know he had a poetry collection, so I wrote that in my like to buy next.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he was. I'm sad about that, but he was an amazing lyricist and just public speaker too. He had a lot of great ideas for how young he was too.
Yeah, super passionate about what he was doing. Honestly, it's motivational. Like thinking about it. Like when I was younger and like first started rap, I liked Tupac, but when I became like a grown man, like I really understand like the weight of the things that he was talking about, and like I understood how important it was
I feel like with life in general, you like listen to people when you're in middle school, high school, and then you have life experience in your 20s, and you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Now I understand it, or I fully connect with it. You talked about Shay Noor and how one is your favorite artist right now.
Yeah, definitely
and
favorite
one
rapper.
of what came from her that is being influenced, or even like the same theme in the album.
I just like her honesty. Like, she's just very truthful, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people aren't doing that. And she does it in such a masterful way. It's bars coupled with like storytelling and just vulnerability. It's just, it's always so good. It's really, really good.
I have a show, Unclur with Clur, and I truly want to like tackle into the storytelling, because I feel like a lot of artists are kind of going away from that and trying to be more mainstream so they can maybe go on into what they actually want to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like on Instagram, all I get is kind of like the same artists and themes, and I'm just kind of like, oh, there's not a lot of originality with that.
Authenticity is
but
missing.
with you guys, but with you guys, you definitely have that, and
Thank you.
that's what made me interested in seeing you guys when Candace told me, and I was like, all right, these guys know what they're doing.
We trying, man.
Yeah.
We trying, you know.
We're all trying. We're all trying to find our little thing, you know? With your album that's coming out, what's your favorite song that you have that you really want people to, like, pay attention to?
I would say maybe the outro featuring Lady T and Blaine, and recorded a bonus song. I'm not gonna, I think I posted a clip of it. It's called Legacy We Leave Behind, like that. Those two songs in particular, like, those are really great songs. Like, I like those a lot.
Besides Tupac, growing up, who was your, like, main influence that you hear in your own music now, or even with Kaleidoscope Records?
I don't know. It's tough to tell now. I listen to so much stuff. I would definitely say growing up, I definitely listened to a lot of, like, I don't know, it's everyday New York stuff. Jay-Z, Nas, Jadakiss, Fab. But when I became like on my own, like just on my own shit, like I listened to a lot of like underground stuff. It's like Sean Price, Joey Badass, Royce the 5'9", Black Thought, like the list goes on. Now I'm listening to like a lot of like Fonte, Little Brother.
Yeah, I grew up with a lot of, like, I'd say rock and roll, and then when I was in middle school, 2010, that's when, you know, hip-hop and a lot of rap started to become introduced into my life. I also dance, so like that kind of genre really, especially the beat and the flow, not even just the words, just the flow really helps me, you know, pop and like and flow with it. I also like to ask people this on my show, but like, do you have any like tips when it comes to writer's block, or even just trying to get started as an artist that you want people to know?
Don't force it. Just leave it alone. Like, it takes time. You know, if you really want to write something good, it's going to take you some time. So sometimes it's taking me like weeks to write 2 lines. And honestly, those 2 lines spur inspiration. So if you have writer's block, honestly, leave it alone. Go do something. Go outside, take a walk, play some damn video games, do something. You know what I'm saying?
But distract yourself.
Yeah, facts. For people who are just starting, be yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's what, when I said to people earlier, I'm like, I feel like that's not them. They're trying to like be somebody else.
Or don't worry about what people want. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing what I want to do, because I don't want to do what anybody else wants to do. I just want to do what I want to do. Be original. We need more original people. Especially in this hip-hop shit. It's crazy.
I think it was Drake that said there's so many hip-hop rappers out there that it's just like they all meddle together. When it comes to Kaleidoscope Records, how do you want it to be in the future? Do you want to expand it, or do you want it to be kind of like still that underground feeling?
I feel like I would want both at the same time. Like, I want to expand, but still be able to be underground enough to be in touch with our core fan base and shit like that. Like, I don't ever want to lose that sense of like humility. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's important that we always connect with the people who support us. I always bring up Tomcat Fest because that was like a great example of like support in full effect. You know, people are coming out to stand outside to watch us perform for fucking 20 minutes. Gestures like that mean a lot. So we're going to be a bigger group in terms of numbers and in terms of status and in terms of things that we have in the future in terms of endeavors. And, you know, we're definitely going to keep the underground hip-hop feel because that's our roots. That's where we come from. And that's how we're going to keep it.
I feel like underground is really trying to be more mainstream, but it's... I don't get why it's not more popular, but I can totally see how you guys could influence people to go into that, or even just people make it mainstream. The event you just talked about, is that more of a summer thing, or is that like year-round?
Well, we did the first one last year. We briefly talked about it. I'm not going to say we're going to have it again, but we're definitely like looking forward to like trying to put another Tomcat Fest together because last year was so fun. So yeah,
it looked a lot of fun. It just looked like a barbecue cookout vibe with like some live music.
Yeah.
Is there other events that you want to do or that are coming up that you guys are going to be partaking in soon?
Honestly, I want to do a kickball game. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Adult kickball game.
Dodgeball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know people got some frustration pent up, so you know.
Truly, yeah. Especially since we're getting out of seasonal depression, we're definitely gonna need to kick something around or throw something at somebody.
Yeah, facts. I honestly wanted to do like an adult like Olympics, like intramural type of thing, but that's gonna be like in the future. Maybe like not this summer, but maybe like next year. I could see myself doing some shit like that.
It'd be really cool if like you did like a smoking contest, like an eating contest.
Oh yeah, I feel like, oh my God, you know, I feel like that would be so crazy. Like
it'd be nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking on that, what do you think? The whole group is more like pre-roll kind of vibe.
Most of us roll up. I would say Bougie is definitely the bong smoker.
It's a quick one and done.
Yeah. I think Zoe had a bong. Maybe. I don't know who else. I know a couple people have bongs, but most of us definitely roll up. You know, I'm from the city. I'm a paper grabber guy, you know.
Yeah, I like a little like smoke and walk. But we're kind of at the end. I am so happy that I got to talk to you and get to know you and the group a little bit more. Besides that, is there anything you want to promote with yourself or for people that are coming up that the listeners should hear about?
No, let me stop. I was gonna say, obviously, my album, Even the Wicked Are Blessed, to be determined. Go listen to Who Heals the Healer. Go bump that. That shit is definitely fire. A lot of Kaleidoscope hands went to like putting that shit together. Obviously, Lady T is the mastermind behind it, but Bougie engineered a song. Zoe, I think he produced 2 songs and he's featured on 2 songs. Shout out to my boy Zoe. He's super fucking talented. That is somebody you should interview next. That nigga's nice.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, man, Kaleidoscope. We got some shit coming. I'm not gonna lie. We got some shit. I think 420. We got something for you for sure.
All right, noted. We're about like a month away from that, so putting that on everyone's calendar.
And one last thing. I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Renaissance is coming. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Grandmaster Shogun. I'm so happy we got to talk again. I will be looking out for that album release date.
Absolutely.
And I will be, of course, checking you guys out, keeping updated. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, as the end of this episode of the Indie Bubble Talks, I really do appreciate you coming by and listening to this lovely conversation that Grandmaster Shogun and I had. Grandmaster has a album coming out soon. Go check him out and follow him on Instagram at grandmaster.shogun. Along with Kaleidoscope Records, they're on Instagram too. They're going to be adding more people. They're going to be having more work coming out. Go check them out on Instagram as well at kaleidoscope.records_. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming by.